So Muslim bin Aqil alayhi salamullah journeys. And when he journeys, he arrives where he comes to Kufa. When he came to Kufa, historians say there was a dhajja. Dhajja means commotion, but not any form of commotion. Commotion at its peak. People were gathering around Muslim alayhi salamullah, giving him bay'ah, swearing allegiance to him. Everybody was happy. Yeah, Muslim bin Aqil is here. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein soon will be amongst us. Now Muslim bin Aqil writes to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah, and he says what? He says they are truthful. It seems to me that they are truthful. I want to make one point here. Time and time again, we hear this story, and sometimes we think, well, why did Muslim tell Abu Abdullah al-Hussein to come down? Didn't Muslim know any better? No, Muslim bin Aqil alayhi salamullah knew of Kerbala. He already knew that these people will betray Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah. Because why? Everyone from Ahlul Bayt knew the final destiny of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah. So they knew. Muslim himself knew his akhirah. However, going back to our point yesterday is that in Islam we are non-judgmental. And Muslim as a person is like a journalist. When you send a journalist, the journalist has to report to you. It's not for him to tell you this is what I think and this is what I think you should or should not do. You sent him with a mission, and that was the mission to report back on what's happening. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah trusted Muslim to do what? He said, report back to me if they are sincere. So they acted this role of sincerity before Muslim alayhi salamullah. So it wasn't for Muslim to say to Imam Hussein, don't come, because I know in their hearts they're not sincere. Why? Because if he did that, then the people in today's time will say Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah neglected his duty as an Imam. So Muslim here alayhi salamullah is going by Islamic law. When I have been given a duty, I will carry out that duty. So he reports to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah that they are, or they seem to be sincere. So come down. Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah makes his journey. Now, the person who was in charge at the time of Kufa sends a letter to Yazid alayhi lanatullah. Sorry, not the person himself. That person was lenient. Somebody sends a letter to Yazid. He says, the person you have trusted over Kufa is weak. And he is lenient. And the people are joining in the house where Muslim is residing. And they are swearing allegiance. And if you do not send down somebody who is like you, meaning what? Somebody who's harsh, somebody who doesn't fear Allah, somebody who wants the dunya more than the akhirah. In fact, somebody who doesn't believe in the akhirah. Why? Because Yazid himself never even believed that Rasulullah was a prophet. His verses of poetry, Yazid was a renowned poet. What does he say? The children of Hashim played with mulk, with kingdom. No angel descended and no book was revealed. So basically what is he saying? The Holy Prophet made this thing up, that I have conversations with Jibreel and that the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's saying these things never happened. This was a political strategy by Rasulullah, so that what? So that the children of Hashim can become superior to everybody else. So what is he saying to him? Send somebody who shares the same faith as you. At this time, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad alayhi la'natullah was in charge of what? In charge of Basra. So Yazid says to him, I extend your rule all the way to Kufa. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad comes to Kufa and he plays a clever trick. The children of Bani Hashim were known that sometimes they would wear a green veil on their face. Even Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah. So this person came dressed in the Hashimi dress. So everybody began to run to this person thinking it's Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah. And they're calling him, and Ahlan bika ya ibna Rasulullah, welcome O the son of Rasulullah, welcome O the son of Fatima Zahra, welcome, welcome, welcome. until they became so much that Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad began to fear. He thought, you know what, if these people meet Imam Hussein, we are finished. So I need to begin to take a harsh approach with them. So he says what? Now he's fed up. He removes the veil and everybody is shocked. They see that's Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, and they know that no one is known with torturing the Shia of Ahlul Bayt more than Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. The most cruel person. So he says to them, he goes to the tower and he says, gather everybody for Salat al-Fajr. So he prays Salat al-Fajr. Obviously, again, this is ethics and morals. He's only praying because his position requires that he acts the Muslim. Well, obviously his morals are something totally contradicting. So he prays and then he climbs the pulpit and he begins to make his threats. Whoever is hiding Muslim bin Aqil will be beheaded. Whoever associates himself with Muslim bin Aqil will be beheaded. And whoever, see now, first he made the threat, and now he will use riches to entice the people. So he says, whoever tells me the whereabouts of Muslim and his supporters, he will find a position of favor with the Khalifa. Meaning what? You'll get money. You'll get a position of power. Muslim bin Aqil alayhi salamullah had about, historians say, between 20 and 40,000 people swear allegiance to him. After the threats were made between Fajr and Maghrib, they began to leave him one by one. Until he came to Salat al-Maghrib. When he finished praying, he turned around, there was only 20 people with him. By the time he reached the door of the mosque, that number diminished, and there was only a handful left with him. And by the time he reached the gates of Kufa, he turns around and there's no one with him. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad alayhi la'natullah sends out hunting parties to search for Muslim alayhi salamullah. So Muslims got nowhere to stay. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salamullah is Gharib Kerbala. And Muslim is Gharib of Kufa. So Muslim alayhi salamullah begins to run from one alleyway to another alleyway, hiding in the shadows of the night. He's not running for his life, bi abi wa ummi. No. He wanted to find a way to deliver the message to Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah. Don't come to Kufa because you've been betrayed. As Muslim alayhi salamullah went from one place to another, finding no place of refuge or support,